it is the morning of day 7. I can't believe that this is the last ride of the trip. I've had such a wonderful time, but I am looking forward to pulling up to my red Subaru and getting home and seeing my family. I just left Ken's house, my warm showers host from last night, and he was just absolutely phenomenal. We sat and we talked all morning over some great fresh roasted coffee and just loads of knowledge. I took a ton of notes, and I am super interested in getting ready to plan my next trip. I was sharing with him the idea of one day participating in the Crusher, but I kind of am leaning towards maybe doing something just a little bit more mild, a little less aggressive to start, and maybe Michigan's coast to coast will be my next thing. You never know. But I'm going to get through today, and then we'll talk about next steps. All right, guys, I am truly being tested. That is my front tire. Let's see what we can do about it.
Hi, I'm Becky. I just met Tara on my daily bike route. I live in Manistee, Michigan. I will soon be 63 years old, and I try to get out every day. I have a 12-mile loop I do once, maybe twice. Every year, I make myself go at least one more mile than I did last year. So this year's goal is 12:07.
Woohoo! And where are you at now, Becky?
Yeah, I'm at 195, and it's not even the end of May, so I should be well over my goal by October.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright guys, so I am probably only maybe 9 miles into my trip. It's about noon or so right now. I just had a very interesting thing happen. I flatted, and this time it was my front tire, and I just pulled over on the side of the road, just got out of the way, and I'm sitting there. A couple of people stopped, and they're like, just making sure I was okay. Didn't necessarily have the equipment, but just good people wanted to make sure I was okay. And then all of a sudden, this lady pulls up on the bike, Becky. And after chatting with Becky, I was just so inspired. I said, Becky, please allow me to record what you just said, and just tell me who you are, and say that again, please. And she was willing to do so. And as soon as Becky took off riding, this man pops out of his driveway area, and he's like, hey, is everything okay? And I see a flag behind him. That's the United States Marine Corps flag, and his hat is a Vietnam veteran hat. So I'm like, wow, so this is Dwayne, and Dwayne was so kind. He served 2 tours in Vietnam, and helicopter crew chief, and I mean, the stories that we shared, it was just like, it was amazing. So Dwayne did not have the pump that I needed, so he took me over to the hardware store, and we purchased a bike pump. And since there's nothing between here and Ludington where I'm going, I actually have a new piece of hardware that I'm carrying around. I have a full bike pump with me now, so I'm hopefully set up in the case that I need it again, but hopefully I don't. So yeah, that is pretty interesting morning. Morning, ladies. Hi. Pretty interesting morning. Got back to Dwayne's place, got my bike all fixed up, and I met his lovely wife Darlene and their granddaughter, and we sat on the back deck while I made myself a peanut butter wrap, and we just chatted. We had great stories. She brought me out some ginger ale. This is really cool. And it turns out that Dwayne and Darlene has a glass making business that they self-created. It started out as a hobby and they turned it into some really cool just jewelry art pieces. So I actually purchased this necklace that I'm wearing. Is super awesome. And then I also have to share with you, I was in search of a gift. There is someone who is getting a special gift here really soon, and it's so neat. It is a Petoskey stone. So I actually recorded Jim doing a full bio description. It was a fossil that's found in the, it was a living fossil, and you can find these stones kind of in the Petoskey area. I was actually there, I stayed there on my first night. So at any rate, it turns out that yes, I got a flat, but I know that my tour would not be complete if I had not have met Becky and if I had not met Dwayne and his wife Darlene. So all things happen for a reason, and on top of that, I have an air pump. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe since I have the pump now, that I won't get a flat. We'll see. I really hope that I can get through this puppy. Not interested in going back around. All right, guys. So I'm so thankful for those nice construction guys back there. They have the road closed, but I kind of begged them to push my bike across, and they let me. Definitely didn't want to do a 6-mile detour. That would have been bad. Alright guys, I can't really hold the camera while I'm riding on this road. It's a bit bumpy, and I'd rather be holding on to my brakes, but I had to share that this is some of the most beautiful country. I've been on this dirt road. It's a North Town Line Road for probably a little bit over a mile now. And I have to say, my host Ken navigated me this way. He's like, so are you okay with gravel roads? And I said, absolutely. And actually, I am so relieved to be back here and not on the highway. There's just such a peace about it. And it's pretty much just me and the little critters out here chirping, making their nature sounds, and it's pretty darn cool. Guys, checking in here. I am about 22 miles into the trip, so just 12 more to go, and I'm back on North Town Line Road. This is absolutely gorgeous. Back to destination. Looks like this is Mark, and looks like that's my Subaru. Hey Mark, how's it going?
How are you?
Good, made it back to you. Alright, so my host for the evening, Mark, he created this neat little shed for bicyclists. It is insane. The cot was already there. I just used my sleeping pad. But I mean, he is just so extremely thoughtful. Like every single thing that you could think of that you might need, he has it here for you. I am just amazed. This shed has hosted so many different cyclists, and this is what it's here for. He's just so thoughtful. And so yeah, I have this locked like mini cabin, and to top it off, he's got warm shower for me. a changing tent over there, hammock set up here, a water hose that is 100% accessible. So I'm just extremely grateful, and I'm really going to enjoy my last night here in Ludington. Alright, hey guys, so I am in Ludington. I made it to the end of the trip, thank God. Total accumulative miles was 272.2. Can't forget the point 2. It was absolutely phenomenal. This morning I woke up in Manistee and headed to Ludington. I had some fresh roasted coffee that Ken had all ready to go, and I got packed up and I took a very nice scenic route down the North Shore Road. And then I ended up on a really kind of tight, busy road that had a shoulder of about a foot wide. It was not the scene that I've been accustomed to over the past 6 days. So I took that gravel road, and that gravel road was extremely challenging but very rewarding. I was kind of out of the sun, out of the traffic, and it was a totally different experience, and I'm really excited to have gone that route. As soon as I got through that area, I ended up stopping at a little country market, having some mac and cheese and meatloaf, just kind of refueled. I was so desperately hungry. I was willing to eat anything. I was so hungry. So after that, it was kind of let's get to Ludington. And I was so happy when I saw that Ludington city limit sign. You would not believe it. I mean, it was just amazing. So my day as a whole was absolutely wonderful. I can't thank people like Dwayne and Darlene enough for being so kind, and Becky for being willing to share her story. I'm doing these videos so that I can share with others who might be excited to try something like this but not sure if they can. I think that it's totally possible for everyone to figure out what their possible is. So with that, I say thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for sure for more updates in the future. This is not the end of T-Guns Adventures. Ride safe, ride often, and don't forget to subscribe.